Welcome to the Confidence Through Health podcast. My name is Jerry Snyder. As a health, wellness, and sports performance coach, my goal each week is to bring you experts to help you take control of your health and build your self-confidence. Thanks for including me today on your journey to better health. I'd like to thank our sponsor for this episode, All In Health and Wellness. If you're looking for a health coach, you're looking for a sports performance coach, you're looking for nutrition guidance, like for instance, a meal-by-meal plan that will help you understand how to eat. It will teach you how to eat, and it will give your body, your cells, the proper nutrition to feel great and be able to perform at your best, not just physically, but also emotionally and mentally. If you're looking for those things, you're looking for the key to improve your sports performance, both from a nutrition standpoint and an exercise physical standpoint and a mental standpoint as you approach your athletic event. All In Health and Wellness is able to help in these areas. Go to allinhealthandwellness.com and you'll find the contact information for how to get in touch with them and get started on the plan that will improve your life. Welcome to the Confidence Through Health podcast. This is episode 250. And it just so happens that it lands on January 1st, 2025. And so I wanted to do a special episode to celebrate reaching the 250 mark, but also to just set the year off right. And what's interesting is that, I'm doing this episode knowing that I'm typically not a New Year's resolution type of guy. I used to be in the past. I'm not anymore, because you don't need a day on the calendar to come around to say, this is the day I'm going to change my life and I'm going to set it up, because it's an artificial reset. Like the calendar year is an artificial reset. If you look at your life on a day by day basis, you wake up and you have the same number of minutes, the same number of seconds every day to be able to accomplish what you want to accomplish, to be able to live your purpose, to be able to find happiness, joy, health, whatever it is that you're looking for. So typically I don't come out with resolutions, but more look at, what am I doing every day that's going to move me towards where I want to be? And for me, it's making an impact in people's lives by helping them reach goals that they have, whether they're health and fitness goals, relationship goals, life goals, whatever I can help with. And I want to help them do that, because if we help each other, there's that old saying that, as the tide rises, all the ships rise, right? Like if we help each other, we're all going to benefit from it. And so the topic for today, as we start off 2025, and before I started recording, I was thinking, wow, this is crazy, because I'm getting close to, as somebody who has lived half of their life in the 1900s and half of their life in the 2000s. And so it's interesting to see how things have changed, right? And as we age, we gain wisdom. And as we age, we learn what's important, what's not important, what we need to stress about, what we don't need to stress about. Hopefully we're learning those things as we age. One of the things that had become crystal clear to me the over the past few years, and the more that I look at what I value, how I look at quote unquote success, which is, I look at success differently than what most of the world looks like when they look at success nowadays. 15 years ago, I would have said success I would have defined it probably exactly the way that most of the US defines success, which is looking at financial, looking at, up the corporate ladder, those types of things, right? I look at success completely different now. And when I look at my definition of success, really boils down to
in order to get there, I have to do the things on the step-by-step process every day to prepare myself to be where I want to be. And that's why I don't look at New Year's resolutions, but look at day to day and say, what am I doing today to prepare myself for where I want to be? No matter how long it takes to get there, right? No matter how long it takes to get there, because everybody's life is different. Everybody's on a different trajectory. We've all had experiences that are unique to us. We've all had, things happen. We've all had relationships. We've all had jobs. We've all had interactions with people that make us different. We've all eaten different foods that interact differently in our bodies. We all have different genes. There's so many different things that make us unique and make us who we are. The key to understanding where you want to be in your success is understanding, are you doing the things on a daily basis that's going to get you there? And so when you look at 2025, my perspective on looking at the next day, the next year, the next hour, the next minute, however detailed you want to be in putting your process and your plan together, what I look at is prioritizing the preparation. And that needs to be boiled down into every aspect of your life. So you need to have a priority and a plan of preparation for your health. You need to have a priority and a plan and a preparation for your work, your purpose, the different things, your relationships. If you're married, you need to have one with your spouse. If you're a parent, with your kids. If you're taking care of your parents, you need to have that. Like there's different places in our life that we need these processes and plans. And it all boils down to, are we prioritizing the preparation? Because if we don't, then we're going to wind up 6 months down the road into 2025 going, I haven't accomplished anything towards the goals that I want to. Like I set off the year, and most of us set off the year with want to achieve this, want to achieve that, want to make it a great year. You see this all over social media, right? I just saw somebody today actually post, hey, next week I'm starting 75 hard. Who wants to join me? And I'm like, it's interesting because one, you're saying you're going to start it next week. Why not start it today? Like, what's holding you back? Two, why does it have to be 75 hard? Like 75 hard. I understand the theory behind it. I understand the process that goes into that and the change that can happen if you follow that protocol. But boil it down to today. Just do today. Like just focus on today. And then once today's done, you've prepared from today to be able to achieve tomorrow. And then when tomorrow comes, you prepare for the next day. And you do it day by day. And there's a lot of people that have talked about, just the 1%. Can you do 1% improvement every day? In 1% improvement every day, you get to the end of the year, it's 365% change. You're a different person in that aspect of your life. And so if you struggle with sleep, if you struggle with nutrition, you struggle with exercise, you struggle, whatever it is that you struggle with on your health side of things, if you put 1% improvement every day, you're going to be a much healthier person. You may not be healthy yet overall. You may still have issues. There may still be things you've got to conquer with your health, but you will be a healthier person at the end of 2025 if you do just 1% better in that preparation piece on a daily basis, right? And so I think a lot of times we get overwhelmed with the big goal, right? We get overwhelmed. New Year's resolutions, we get overwhelmed with, oh my gosh, Like, we want to accomplish these big, huge things. How are we going to get there? How are we going to do that? In 2 weeks into the year, 4 weeks into the year, we haven't moved as much as we think we should. And so we stop, and if we're focused more on what am I doing today that's preparing me for tomorrow, that's preparing me for reaching my goal. And should we have timeline goals? Sure, of course we should. But they shouldn't be so rigid that they can't move. Because one of the things that is very true is that you have no idea what you can accomplish in a year. Most people have no idea. And most people, even people that achieve their goals, most people underachieve what they can achieve in a year because it's 365 days. It's a huge amount of time. It's a huge amount of time. But a lot of times we take those days off, right? We're working for the weekend. Take the weekend off. And I've seen stats on people that are researched from a nutrition standpoint, people that follow, calorie counting, people that they're very strict on their nutrition, their diet. And I've seen this in multiple research studies and multiple documentation about people that are very, very good during the week, Monday through Friday, following their plan. Then they get to Saturday and Sunday, they relax, whether it's sporting events, parties, whatever it is, taking the kids all over the place. You travel out of town to see family. Like, there's so many things, right, that happen on the weekend because we're not at work. If you work a traditional Monday through Friday, right? And the schedule's different. So you're not tied to your desk, quote unquote. And most people overeat by almost a pound to 2 pounds just on the weekend. And so when you get to the end of the year, if you've gained weight and you didn't want to, right, or you weren't paying attention, or whatever the case may be, and you get to the end of the year, you gain weight, I can almost guarantee you that it was because of what happened on the weekends, on Saturdays and Sundays. And a big piece of that is on the weekends, most of us that work Monday through Friday, I work a completely different schedule. I work every day, but then I also work random times during the days. So I don't fall into this scenario. But most people that work Monday through Friday, they get to the weekend, it's relaxation. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Relaxation is a good thing. But you take your mind and your focus off of the preparation. You're not preparing anymore. You're not looking at that long-term goal. You come off of that and go, oh, I can relax, I can have fun, I can do the different things I need to do that I want to do, which is great. But a lot of times we let too much go by. And we fail to prepare. And if you're failing to prepare 2 out of 7 days, then of course you're going to get to the end of the year and not be where you think you should be. Because when we look at and go 365 days, if we do everything we can on every one of those days to get to where we want to go, but if you're taking 2 out of every 7 of those days off, well, then you don't have 365 days. You're not going to get there. You're not going to get as far as you think you can get. And you're definitely not going to get farther than you think you can get. And it all comes down to, again, that what do you want to achieve? What's your purpose? Let's pull that out, because once you find that purpose, once you know that you're doing what you're supposed to do in this world, once you know that your calling is part of you, and I understand that some people, and I was in this place where, you know what, you've got to work a job until you can get that calling to be able to provide. I get it. I understand that because I was in that spot. Now I'm no longer in that spot. I'm able to do what I love to do, and I fully 100% fit the definition of I'd never work because I love what I do. And so I don't consider it work. I consider it my purpose, my calling, my passion. I'm helping people. And so very, very rarely do I fall into a situation where I say, oh my gosh, work is getting to me. It's very, very rare that I ever fall into that situation. And a big piece of that is because I know if I'm going to be the best that I can for the people that I'm helping, for the people that are out there, the people that want to achieve more, if I'm going to make the biggest impact I can make, then I have to continually prepare myself for the next step in that process, for that next person that's going to come along and ask me questions. I have to continually prepare myself. And this is funny because when I was in school, I was not somebody that studied a lot. I was not somebody that, when it came to the education side of things, that prepared. When it came to the athletic stuff, absolutely. I practiced extra in whatever sport I was trying to achieve. And I did everything I could to try and get better. Now I do that with every aspect of my life. And I know that if I would have done that, if I would have focused and had this kind of preparation for education when I was in traditional school, like my grades would have been much better. I would have been, you know, in honors classes, I would have been beyond all of that stuff. Um, so some of us, though, it comes on later in life. Like I talked about earlier, that wisdom that comes on as we age and we start seeing things differently and we start feeling things differently and we start understanding the energy that we have in it. If we are preparing for things properly and spending that time, then the results that we want to achieve are going to happen because we're doing everything that we can to get there. We may not always come out on top in comparison to other people because there's always somebody out there that's more talented, that's smarter, that's doing the work, that's preparing themselves. And so it shouldn't be a matter of we're comparing ourselves to somebody else in regards to how high up we can get, how much recognition we can get, any of that kind of stuff. How much impact can we make? If somebody makes more impact than I do, hey, that's fine. That's great. There's people out there doing it. I know it. Like I'm not trying to be blind to that. It's not about me trying to be better than them in making an impact in people's lives. It's about me making an impact in people's lives and doing it the best I can. And to do that, I have to prepare for that. So 2025 comes down to, are you willing to prepare yourself to achieve the things that are out there? To be able to find your purpose, to be able to make an impact in people's lives? Are you willing to prepare yourself to be able to do those things? Because here's the flip side of preparation. You're always preparing. You're always preparing for something, whether you're actively preparing towards a goal or not. The act, the things that you are doing, the acts you are doing or not doing on a daily basis, on an hourly basis, minute by minute, they're preparing you for something. And for most of us, in the US especially, because data shows it. Most of us are not preparing ourselves very well on a health standpoint. And so we're seeing the outcomes of that because we're not preparing ourselves, knowing that as we age, things get more difficult on a physical body if we don't take care of it early on, if we take it for granted that, I'll take care of it in 10 years. I'll take care of it in 20 years. I'll take care of it after the kids are out of the house. Well, that lack of preparation is going to prepare us for something on a health standpoint. And typically that means unhealthiness, that means medications, that means surgeries, that means like diseases that can, a lot of times on the lifestyle diseases that are out there, the vast majority of lifestyle diseases can be avoided if we do the proper preparation. So prioritizing your preparation, it doesn't have to take a long time. It doesn't. It can be 15 minutes, it can be 20 minutes, it can be 30 minutes, it can be whatever you need it to be. And the more that you do it and understand this is what I need to do today, this is what I've got to do today, not in a to-do list manner so much, but in a, are the things that are on my schedule, are the things that I'm going out and doing, the meetings, the conversations, the tasks, are the things that I'm doing moving me towards the impact that I want to make? And if they're not, then you're preparing yourself for something that you don't want, A, that's going to frustrate you in the future, B, and that's probably going to take you to a road that you don't want to be on. And it's going to be, the farther you go down that road, the harder it's going to be to change off of it. Because there's a lot of people, and I've heard this firsthand, there's a lot of people that get into their 60s, their 70s, and they've got health issues and they're staring death in the face, and they've got all these and they tell the doctor, they tell the therapist, they tell whoever, just like, just give me whatever to make me feel better. And what the doctor says, or I say, or the therapist says. But if you change your nutrition and if you exercise, you can change all these things. You can start reversing these things, and things are going to be easier on you. You're going to feel better, and you won't have to be on this medication. You won't have to be on that medication. You won't have to look at, in another 5 years, having another surgery, another stent, another whatever. And I've seen these people say, it's too late to change. Just give me the medication. Just give me the whatever, and I'll expect to pay for that next procedure in the next 3 or 5 years. Because they didn't prepare themselves to tackle the hard things. They didn't prepare themselves on the health standpoint. And they didn't prepare themselves to become better than who they are. And that's what 2025 should all be about. That's what the next day should all be about. That's what the rest of your life should be about. It should be about preparing yourself day by day to achieve greatness that you want to see happen in your life, in the lives of people around you, and really in the lives of everybody. Because if you're preparing yourself to be the best person, fulfilling your purpose, first off, finding your purpose, then fulfilling your purpose. If you're preparing yourself to be the best person that you can be and make an impact, then the world will be a better place. Your community will be a better place. And I'm not just saying this out of like, theory. I'm saying this because I've seen it happen, because it's the way I've lived my life for the past 6 to 8 years. It's what I've seen come out of the podcasts that I've done with all the guests that I've had. There's a common theme of preparation. The athletics that I perform in is a very common thing of preparation. The coaching that I do with my athletes, with my clients on a health standpoint, is a very common theme of preparation. When you prepare yourself, life opens doors. And when you prepare yourself in the area of your purpose, and in the area of your passion, and in the area of your calling, you are immensely rewarded. May not always be financially. So don't hear me. I'm not talking about the financial side. I'm not talking about success in that side of life. Success in life is far beyond the amount of money in your bank account. It's far beyond that. You can have an immense amount of money. You can be just making enough to pay the bills that you have. It doesn't matter. Success in life is so much more and beyond that. But you only get there. You only get there if you prepare yourself for it. If you don't do the work on a daily basis to prepare yourself, you can't get there. And you'll be frustrated. And I don't want that for you. I don't want that for anybody. I want us to all be able to help each other, impact each other's lives, change this world and the things that are happening in it. Because things are nuts right now. They have been for quite a few years. And I'm not talking about politics. I'm talking about just in general, the world. I've seen it in the 1990s and I've seen it in the 2000s. And the world is changing, and it's okay to change. What we need to do is come together and make sure that that change happens for the betterment of everybody. And the only way to do that is for you to prepare yourself to be an impact in the area of your purpose and your calling. Because I'm going to tell you something. There's very, 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 very slim chance that your purpose, your calling, your passion is in something that negatively impacts the world. It's a very slim chance. So if your purpose and your calling is to lift people up, and it may just be a small group of people, it may be a big group of people. But if that's where your purpose and your calling is, when you start preparing yourself to be able to be seen, to be able to be heard, to be able to be an impact in those people's lives, to be able to influence them and help them, that's when success happens. That's when greatness happens. So it's all about the preparation. That's all you have to do is just keep preparing yourself. Keep preparing yourself. And yes, there's times where you go out and you perform. You prepare yourself, go out, perform, see where you're at. And don't get caught up in, like I talked about earlier, don't get caught up in the comparison of I'm going to perform and see where I'm at. And oh my gosh, all these other people are farther along than I am. Don't get caught up in that. Get caught up in I'm going to perform. Look how far I've come. I'm going to perform. Look at where this is my status update. Am I where I think I should be compared to myself, compared to where I was, compared to the preparation that I'm putting in? If I think I'm putting in preparation, if I think I'm doing things on a daily basis that are going to make me better and stronger and more able to impact people, more able to do what I want to do. If I'm doing those things on a daily basis, it will show when you go out and do your status update performance. And if it doesn't show, you evaluate it. And yeah, is it possible that there were nerves? Is it possible that there was extenuating circumstances in regards to the performance environment? Sure, those things happen. So the performance may not be what you expect because of those things. But you also have to go back and look at and say, did I prepare for extenuating circumstances? Because if I didn't, then when you start preparing for the next performance, you need to make sure that you add that in to the picture. So putting that plan together, finding your passion, finding your purpose, putting your plan together to prepare every day. It doesn't have to be a perfect plan. There is no perfect plan. And what I've learned is that even when you try to create a perfect plan, things are going to come up. They're going to take you off the plan, at least for a little bit. And you got to figure out, how do I get back? What do I do? How do I handle this? And all of those things are preparing you for the next stages that are coming. And this is what I look back at my life and say, when I was working this job, that job, in this management position, when I had to do sales, all of these things, these all prepared me for what I'm doing now. Because I don't have a business degree, but yet I'm running a business, and a successful business. And I was not in school someone who would go around asking people a bunch of questions. And now I have a podcast where I talk to people and ask questions. And I look back and go, oh, well, I learned how to interview people when I was working as a manager in the temporary staffing world. And I had to interview. I mean, there was one year where I hired over 5,000 people in a year and interviewed quite a few of those people myself. My staff interviewed some as well, of course, but I interviewed quite a few of them. All of that time prepared me for where I am now. And if you don't ignore the preparation and you lean into the preparation piece of it, that can be the most rewarding part of everything you do, is preparing yourself. Because then the success comes and you're not relying on, I have to have success to be able to be good, to be able to be considered great, to be able to feel good about my life, to be able to say, I've accomplished something. It's not reliant on the level of success. All of that is reliant on, I prepared for all of this stuff. I worked my tail off every day to prepare for these situations that came up. So that's what it boils down to. And so whether you consider it all of 2025, whether you consider it the rest of your life, whether you consider it simply day by day, simply day by day. And that's the way I look at it. Because today is an arbitrary day on the calendar. It's just another day. It's just another day. We wake up tomorrow, we have another day. What are you preparing for on a daily basis that's going to play out in your life, that's going to make an impact in people's lives? That's what I want for you. So, and that's what I've learned through the 250 episodes and then the close to probably 200 people that I've interviewed in my podcast is they're all preparing to make an impact in people's lives. They're all preparing and helping people. And they work constantly to be able to be ready to help the next person that contacts them, that calls on them, that needs something from them. And it just so happens my focus is health and wellness world, exercise, but there's people in every facet of life that are doing these same things. If you're an engineer and you're trying to figure out how to be a better bridge builder, city planner, whatever those things, there's people out there that are doing everything they can to help prepare you. They're preparing themselves to help prepare you. Those are the people that you want to look for. Those are the people when you're stuck and you don't know where to turn and you don't know what to do next and you think that there's nothing left to learn. Those are the people you look for, because the preparation piece is constant. It's constant. And if you do it on a constant basis, success is guaranteed. It's guaranteed. It's guaranteed. Success is guaranteed if you do the preparation on a constant basis. When the success happens, how high up, if you want to call it that, the success is, all of those things are variables. But success will happen if you do the preparation. At some level, success will happen if you do the preparation. And if you don't do the preparation, then it's not going to happen. Because everybody has a limit. Everybody has a limit of their natural ability, of their natural knowledge, of their natural, everybody has a limit. And if you don't prepare to be beyond that, then you may have natural success, but it won't last. It won't be sustaining. And it won't be something that gets you years down the road to where you're consistently, constantly improving your life and the lives around you. So prioritize the preparation. Honor the preparation. The preparation that you do will honor you in your performance. It will show in your performance. If you've prepared, it will show in your performance. Every single time. Every single time. If you prepare, it will show in your performance every single time. And you don't have to be nervous about performing when it comes time, because all you have to do is honor the preparation that you put into it. And if you prepared on a daily basis, and if you put the time in to be ready, then all you have to do is honor that preparation in your performance, and you'll be successful. You'll be successful. So that's what I want for you on a daily basis. That's what I want for you on a daily basis. That's what I want for you for 2025 and beyond. And so as we start this year, especially if you're listening to this on January 1st when it comes out. As we start this year, or when you listen to this and you take it and go, okay, I'm going to start this today. I'm going to start this minute. There is no need to wait until I'll wait till I wake up in the morning. I'll wait till Monday morning. I'll wait till the first of the next month. I'll wait till, I'll wait till the first of 2026. Why? Why are we waiting? Why are we waiting? The world is waiting for you to make a move. The world is waiting for you to make a move. Why wait? Is it scary? Absolutely. It can be. I launched a business after being laid off from a job that I thought I was going to have for a long time, and launched a business and made very little money really the first few years, but especially the first 6 months, and questioned every day if this is truly what I'm supposed to do. And now I can't possibly think of doing anything else. The people in my community associate me with this world, this health and wellness world, this fitness world, this running world, this track and coaching world. Like, I'm synonymous in my area with it because I constantly prepare myself to make sure that I'm providing the most impactful information for the people that I come in contact with that I can possibly provide. Because I know that there's a conversation that I'm going to have with somebody that's going to change their life. It may not happen with every conversation I have, but I know, and I've seen it, and I've done it, and I've had clients' wives say, just in the past week, we are so thankful for you because you're extending his life and he's no longer in danger of dying of a heart attack. Like, that's massive. I've had athletes that have said, and parents of athletes that have said, I don't know what you're doing, but they are better, they're faster, and they understand and they thrive and they love it now. So all of it is in the preparation. All of it is in the preparation. And when you prepare yourself for your passion, your purpose, and your calling, the community rewards you, the universe rewards you, God rewards you. Your life becomes so much more fun, so much more joyful. And like I said, for me, I don't ever feel like I work a single day in my life. In the last 6 to 7 years, I would say I have not worked but maybe a handful of days where I felt like, oh my gosh, I'm working today. And I have clients that will tell you that they talk to me all the time. And so they're like, I'm bothering you because you're working all the time. Like, you always seem to be working. And I'm like, no, I'd look at it just the other way. I'm never working. I'm preparing to help the next person. And whatever I can get out of this conversation, whatever I can get out of this experience, whatever I can gather from this client's success, failure, difficulties in working with them is preparing me for greatness in the future. And so we need you. I say we because it's not me. I need you, yes, but everybody needs you. Everybody needs you to find your passion, to find your purpose, to answer your calling, and to start making an impact in people's lives. To start helping the community, to start helping the country, to start helping the world become a better place. Sounds like a huge task. Sounds like a huge pressure on your shoulders. But when you look at it from the standpoint of there's just a couple of things I need to do today to prepare myself to be better tomorrow, then it's really simple and it's really easy. And all you have to do is those things. And when you finish those things, if you have more time, do some more, right? That's the nice thing about looking at it from a day-to-day standpoint. There's always time. There's always time. And that can be something that's, you could look at it and say, oh, I'll put it off because there's always time. Don't fall into that trap. Do the preparation, do the steps. And when you finish those, there's time for more. That's why there's always time, because there's time for more. There's time to prepare more than what you think is possible. And when you love your passion, your purpose, your calling, you love what you're doing, you will not get caught up in this, oh, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, you don't get caught up in that because it doesn't exist anymore. And then it becomes all you're doing is you're just preparing for the next step. Some steps take more time than others, but you're just preparing for the next step in your life. And you're just preparing to make the impact at the next level. So 2025 all boils down to day by day, making preparation a priority and doing it in every part of your life. Your health, your relationships, your work, purpose, calling, passion, your parenting, every part of your life, your spirituality. There's preparation pieces that you need to be doing in each part of your life. Accomplish as many of those as you can a day to prepare yourself for the next day. Start small. Don't miss a day. Don't miss a day doesn't mean if my priority today is health and I need to exercise, oh my gosh, I'm never going to be able to take another day off of not going to the gym or not going for a run or not going on my bike or not going for a swim or no, part of those days are rest days. You're preparing your body for the next level. And sometimes you have to rest, right? Just like you have to sleep. Right? So sleep is a part of preparation. And I've talked to other people, to sleep experts and done research on sleep. And it's interesting when you look at the research that's been done with college students and those who were told to sleep a full 8 hours, no matter how much they were able to get done studying, they had to stop. at a certain time so they could go to sleep, get a full 8 hours of sleep, wake up, and they did that for 2 weeks and go take a test versus those that were, we want you to study as much as you until you think you know it. And those people were typically getting between 4 to 6 hours of sleep. And the people that did 8 hours of sleep did better on the exams. In retaining the information weeks down the road. So put those pieces into your plan. Prepare yourself for making an impact in the future. And that includes meaning the pieces in your plan need to be rest days, vacation days, like things, time away from your calling and your passion, your purpose. But the interesting thing is that when it becomes truly who you are and you're truly making an impact because this is who you are and it's a part of you and it's coming out in everything that you do, then you don't have any more off days. And you don't want any off days. You may go on vacation somewhere and enjoy a different scenery, but somebody's going to ask you about what you do. Somebody's going to ask you because it's going to come out of you. Somebody's going to talk to you and you're going to have a conversation. And if you're in a position where all you're doing is someone else's work and it's not your passion, you're calling your purpose, and somebody asks you about it when you're on vacation, the attitude shifts and you become, oh, I don't want to talk about this. I don't want, why, oh, now I got to think about work. Now I got to, right? But on the purpose and passion side, when somebody asks you, it's your opportunity to make an impact. It's your opportunity to change someone's life. Both of those actually are the same thing. They're both the opportunity to do that. But your approach, because of your preparation, is different. So prepare yourself for the impact that you can make in other people's lives. Prepare yourself for the impact you can make in your own life. Prepare yourself to follow your passion, your purpose, your calling to help us all. To help us all. And if we were to all do that, the world, there would be a cosmic shift for the better. There would be an energy shift in the world that would be dramatic, that we would feel, that we would, some people would be like, oh my gosh, there's this unexplained phenomenon going on, when all it is we all start preparing ourselves for success and greatness in what we're passionate about, what our purpose is, and what our calling is. And all of our things are different. And they're supposed to be different on purpose. All of our callings are different. And we're all needed. We're all needed. When we find the calling and we prepare to continue to be great at it, the world change. The world's going to change. But it won't change until we do that. So that's my advice for 2025. If you're actually listening to this on January 1st, Happy New Year. It's my advice for every day. This is how we should live every day, prioritizing the preparation for who we want to be. And there's going to be a point where we become that person. And when we become that person, then we still prepare for the bigger impact that we can make. So hope that y'all have a great beginning to 2025. I want to thank you all for being listeners, for being people that are supporting me. If you're, on Apple Podcasts, go ahead and please give us a review. Subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe. Send me a comment. Tell me how you're going to prepare on a daily basis. I would love to know and be able to interact and help support you in preparing to move your life forward, to move all of our lives forward. So with that, Happy New Year. Have a great 2025. And hopefully we will be in communication soon.
Thanks for checking out the Confidence Through Health podcast. Please subscribe, post a review, share this episode with those you love who need a little extra help with their health journey. Visit allinhealthandwellness.com to learn more about the coaching programs that I provide. All episodes are produced by the Social Media Cowboys, your source for all online marketing needs. Go to socialmediacowboys.com for more information.